This is, what is this, Tuesday, October 20th, 2020. Well, that's funny. 10/20/2020. All right, I'll get professional again. All right, ask the clerk to please call roll.
District 1, Randy Netherland.
Here.
Commissioner District 2, Kevin Seeley.
Here.
Commissioner District 3, Sharon Taft.
I'm here. Thank you. And Dave. Dave Wyndham. Randy Netherland, Commissioner, could you lead us in the pledge, please?
I'd be honored. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Looks like I'm just jumping all over the agenda. Let's move on to item number 4, correspondence and organizational business. Do we have any correspondence to report?
Pastor sent in Historic Preservation Commission applications, and the Washington State Liquor and Cannabis Board sent in a liquor license due to Spire and a liquor license application for Westside Pizza.
All right, great, thank you. Moving on to item 4.2. Looks like we have a news release from the Mason County Noxious Weed Control Board. Pat, would you like to read that for us?
Good morning, Commissioners. The Mason County Board of Commissioners is seeking applicants to fill 2 positions on the Mason County Noxious Weed Control Board. The Board of Commissioners appoints noxious weed control members to 4-year terms. The Noxious Weed Control Board consists of 5 voting members, each representing one of the 5 designated weed control districts in the county. 4 of the 5 members must be producers of an agricultural product, such as livestock, crops, shellfish, timber, or Christmas trees. The Noxious Weed Control Board currently has 2 openings, which include the Agate area and Harstein Island, District 2, and the Belfair and North Mason area, District 4 of Mason County. The board has the mission of working to protect the citizens' natural resources, including lakes, shellfish and timber, livestock, and agricultural resources of Mason County from the degrading effects of noxious weed invasions. The board functions to identify priority weed issues and develops a strategy to control noxious weeds with the cooperation of residents and agencies in the county. The Mason County Noxious Weed Control Program works to educate residents on noxious weed identification, control methods, and works cooperatively with landowners who have noxious weed infestations. Please consider serving our county and protecting against weedy invaders by becoming a representative on the board. To obtain an application, please contact the Commissioner's Office at 360-427-9670 extension 419 or 316-275-4467 extension 419. Applications are also available on the website at http://www.co.mason.was/forms/advisory/weed_board PDF. For more information, interested individuals may contact the Mason County Noxious Weed Control Board Coordinator, Patricia Grover, at 360-427-9670 extension 592 or 360-275-4467 extension 592 or Patricia G at co.mason.wa.us. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Patty. All right, moving on to item 4.3. This is Mason County. We're recognizing 21 employees for years of service. These are Mason County proudly recognizes 21 county employees for celebrating work anniversaries of 10 years and more of service to Mason County. So each commissioner will read a row. I will start off. We've got the Sheriff's Office, 15 years of service, Kelly LaFrance. 10 years of service, Brian Braddock. District Court, 40 years of service, Patsy Robbins. Robinson's. Treasurer's Office, 40 years of service, Lisa Frazier. Prosecutor, 25 years of service, Margie Olinger.
Public Works, 20 years of service, Brian Chrisman and James McLean. 15 years of service, Gary Sitzma and Grant Dyshon. 10 years of service, Loretta Swanson. In support services, 40 years of service, Becky Rogers. And in the Department of Community Development, 20 years of service, Catherine Chaussee.
In the Superior Court, 25 years of service, Carolyn Putvin. Robin Lockwood. 10 years of service, Rachel Osman and Monty Cobb. In the Auditor's Office, 20 years of service, Susan Blankenship. 15 years of service, Shannon McGregor, Josephina Osman, and Jill Tolar. Public Health Services, 15 years of service, Casey Bingham.
We want to applaud.
Yeah, thank you to all of them. First of all, I got a note, anybody that's done 40 years of service, I don't know. We need to have them checked. I think stuff happens to you after 40 years here.
Only good things, Commissioner.
Yeah.
Only good things.
Well, you would never guess any of them could have even been here for 40 years.
Yeah,
That's
that's right. That's right. So we want to let them know that pins and certificates will be delivered to their offices, and truly want to thank them for being so dedicated to Mason County. It's a great place. I couldn't say more. It's a great place to live and a great place to work.
I'll just say, echo that and say thank you for your years of dedicated public service to the community. It's all greatly appreciated. And for those of you who have been here for 40 years, here's to the next 40.
And I'll just say again, I'll echo everything you guys have just said and to say it is so fantastic because of people like we have on this list. They definitely prove our point, how incredible people in this community are. Thank you for your service.
All right, now let's move on to item 4.4. We have a news release to solicit for Housing Authority Board of Commissioners member. Mason County is seeking applicants to fill positions on the Housing Authority of Mason County Board of Commissioners. The Housing Authority is the owner-manager of Pine Garden Apartments, Goldsboro Cove Apartments, Fairmont Cove Apartments, and the Neyland Park Apartments. The Mason County Housing Authority is a 5-member board. The board typically meets monthly on the first Wednesday at 9 a.m. with special meetings scheduled as necessary. The time commitment is approximately 2 to 3 hours per month. Appointed commissioners normally serve a 5-year term. Interested persons are encouraged to apply for this board by completing an advisory board application form that can be downloaded from our website, www.co.mason.wa.us, or by calling the Commissioner's Office at 427-9670 extension 419, or 275-4467 extension 419, or 482-5269 extension 419. Applications to serve on the board are being accepted until filled and should be submitted to the Mason County Commissioners, 411 North 5th, Shelton, Washington 98584. If there are questions about this board, please contact the Commissioner's Office at 427-9670 extension 419. All right, moving on to item 4.5, announcement of Public Works bid award for the Valley Rose Drive Culvert and Alexander North Shore Road Wall projects, and ask staff to come forward. Mike? Oh, there's no mic. Let's see. Commissioner Schutte, would you be able to read that one for us?
Sure. The Public Works Department is announcing the bid award Valley Rose Drive Culvert Replacement Project near address 381 and the Alexander North Shore Road Wall Project near address 16391. These project contracts are authorized by the county commissioners to call for bids, set bid opening dates and times, and award on August 4th, 2020. We had 2 bids for Valley Rose Culvert Replacement Project, Special Project 19-538-T, and the contract is awarded to Iverson and Sons Incorporated in the amount of $24,985. And for the Alexander North Shore Wall project, there were two bids at special project 19-538-B. The contract award to Roglands Incorporated out of Aberdeen, Washington in the amount of $134,420.
All right, great. Thank you. I did see Richard on there, but no Mike. All right, let's move on to item number 5. This is the time we set aside to give the public the opportunity to address the commission about items not on today's action agenda. Do we have any members of the public interested in saying anything? I see no hands raised. And Mackenzie, we've had no one call in, correct? All right, perfect. All right, let's move on to item number 6, adoption of the agenda.
Madam Chair, I move for adoption of today's agenda as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt the today's agenda as presented. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Motion passes. Moving on to item number 7, approval of the minutes.
Madam Chair, I move approval of the October 5th, 2020 and October 13th, 2020 briefing minutes, and October 6th, 2020 regular meeting minutes, and October 13th, 2020 special meeting minutes as presented.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of October 5th, 2020 and October 13th, 2020 briefing minutes, October 6th, 2020 regular meeting minutes, and October 13th, 2020 special meeting minutes as presented. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes are approved. Moving on to item number 8, approval of today's action agenda. Commissioners will read through the items of the action agenda. Commissioners or members of the public can ask questions and have the items removed for a separate discussion and vote. Commissioner Netherland, if you could read items 8.1 through 8.4. I will read items 8.5 through 8.8. Commissioner Schutte, if you could read items 8.9 through 8.13.
Madam Chair, I'd be honored. Item number 8.1 reads approval of warrants and treasurer electronics remittance. Claims Clearing Fund warrants number 807-4957 through 807-5278. The amount $1,372,585.89. Direct Deposit Fund warrants number 71899 through 72287. The amount $736,808.24. Salary Clearing Fund warrants number 7005468 through 7005503. The amount $1,022,798.80. Treasurer's electronic remittance. The amount $163,120.80. Item number 8.2, approval to amend resolution number 33-18, Housing and Behavioral Health Advisory Board, to update the membership source to include federally recognized tribes and to allow the advisory board to vote in ex officio non-voting members to serve in a consulting role, such as medical officer, managed care organizations, and or school districts. Item number 8.3, approval to enter into contract extension with Mason Web TV for live streaming services of regular commission meetings and Board of Health meetings for 2021. The rate per regular meeting is $75 for up to 2 hours, and each additional hour is $25. Item number 8.4, approval to sign a letter of support for Mason Transit Authority for the grant application being submitted to the Washington State Department of Transportation, WSDOT.
Item 8.5, approval of contract amendment 17 for the consolidated contract number CLH 18253 to increase funds by $1,741,272 to support public health's COVID-19 response. Item 8.6, approval to amend the contract between the Healthcare Delivery Services and Mason County Jail increasing the cost of nursing services from $57 per hour to $60 per hour for both the jail and administrative nurses. Item 8.7, approval of a resolution refinancing the 2008 LTGO, 2019 LTGO, and DOE loans number L08000017, L10000026, L11000013, to be known as the Mason County Limited Tax General Obligation Refunding Bond 2020A with Columbia Bank. Item 8.8, approval of a resolution financing the 2008 LTGO to be known as the Mason County Limited Tax General Obligation Refunding Bond 2021 with Kashmir Valley Bank.
8.9, approval of a resolution refinancing the 2008 GTGO to be known as the Mason County Limited Tax General Obligation Refunding Bond 2020B with North Cascades Bank. Item 8.10, approval to create, post, and hire a community services pandemic response community health specialist that is a union position tied directly to COVID-19 funding or foundational public health funding through June 2021. Item 8.11, approval to pay Josh Luck, Building Inspector 5, 10% lead pay, effective October 1st, 2020 through September 30th, 2021. Item 8.12, approval to authorize Chair Trask to sign the letter requesting the deadline for COVID-19 funding to extend beyond the November 30th, 2020 deadline. Item 8.13, approval to pay Kevin Hiosa, Solid Waste Attendant 3 lead pay until the solid waste manager position is filled and trained.
Great. Thank you, commissioners. Now that we read through today's action agenda, are there any items you would like to be removed for separate vote or discussion? No. Okay. Any items from anyone else in the Zoom room? All right. I see no hands.
Madam Chair, I move for approval of the action agenda as presented with the opportunity for comments at the end, please.
Second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve today's action agenda as presented with time for comments at the end. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Oh,
Aye. Oh, wait.
do we want to make those comments now, Commissioner?
Sure.
Preferably.
Yeah, maybe we should do that.
Okay. Madam Chair, I just wanted to point out to the public what they see happening right now with some of this stuff is basically a refinancing of certain debts that we have within the county, saving the county citizens a whole lot of money and taking advantage of these very low rates. And we're doing it even differently by working with banks. That gives us a lot more flexibility than we have had in the past. A special thank you to Lisa Frazier for putting all this together, because we would not be saving all this money if she hadn't been doing everything she's doing now. If it passes.
Well, it's looking good right now. I'll agree with Commissioner Netherland's comment. Special thanks to our treasurer and the finance committee for working on this diligently over the past couple of months, putting us in a position to save taxpayer dollars and refinance debt. It's a lot of work that goes into these things, and it's a particularly busy time of year for Lisa and the treasurer's office. And so being able to manage that in tax season, my hat's off to everybody up there for making this happen and getting it in front of us for a vote today.
Yeah, I would have to second each one of those comments. They're amazing, and I know how much work and time you, Lisa, put into this, the refunding, and I'm excited to be able to participate in this. Take great pride in being able to vote for this and to see it happen. So thank you, Lisa. Also, thank you for your 40 years.
Yeah, no kidding. And she still smiles.
I might be smiling, but there will not be 40 more.
Yeah.
Well, that's certainly our loss.
But understandable.
I just want to also thank Scott Bauer and Randy Neumeister from Northwest Municipal Advisors, and Nancy Naris and Stacey Amasaki from Foster Garvey for their help in putting this all together. I could not do it without those people as well.
Excellent.
Yes, we would like to thank them as well. All right, do we have any more discussion? No? All right. Moving to the adoption of the motion. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Agenda is passed. Or the action, I guess, action items are passed. Moving on to item number 9, other business. Do we have any department heads or elected officials that would like to come forward? See no hands raised. All right, moving on to item number 10, our public hearings. We do not have any public hearings scheduled for this time. So let's move on to item number 11, board reports and calendar. Ask Commissioner Schutte to go first, then Commissioner Netherland, and then I will follow.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a few things heading forward over the next couple of weeks. Later on this morning, I have a meeting with the Skokomish Tribe and Conservation District and Public Works to talk about the progress on the Skokomish Valley Army Corps projects. Also have, doing my calendar here, Mason Transit later on this afternoon. Tomorrow I'll be meeting with Dr. Jim States and Chief Bo Bakken from North Mason Regional Fire Authority to talk about behavioral health crisis care coordination in the county, as well as some of Chief Bakken's work on the opioid stakeholder group. Also have a meeting of the Hood Canal Coordinating Council. Later on this week, I have a meeting with the Army Corps of Engineers, again, to talk about the Skokomish Valley project. Also have a Thurston Mason BHASO meeting, as well as the Hood Canal Coordinating Council Shellfish Summit. Next week, have Housing and Behavioral Health Advisory Board, Mason County Law Enforcement Assisted Diversion Policy Group. And I think that brings us back to briefings and budget workshops, as well as our regular meeting on November 3rd.
And for myself, we had area command budget workshops, Gorse Coalition meeting, more budget workshops, met with the executive director of the ARC, Peninsula Regional Transportation Organizations, briefings and more budget. After this meeting today, we'll be doing Mason Transit Authority, Audit Committee meeting, WASAC virtual meetings, more budget briefings, North Mason Community Voice, more area command for the next week, meet with the Boy Scouts, North Mason Chamber of Commerce, WIRA 15, PRTPO, budget, and the left board. Brings us back to starting again.
Great, thank you. So I have a call with a constituent today. We have a social services meeting this afternoon, along with the Mason Transit Board meeting. We all have our EOC meetings every other Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I have CARES meetings throughout the work week, DNR litigation call, Public Works Board meeting on Friday. And then let's see, we're back here for briefing on Monday. More WASAC calls, budget workshop. And then I will be making thank you calls to all those that participated in the Turning Point fundraiser, thanking them for donating. And Community Action Council meeting on Thursday, the 29th, I will be attending a YMCA event to tour the new building. Pretty excited about that one. And then WASAC federal issues meeting. And then we're back here on Monday, the 2nd, for budget workshops and more WASAC meetings. And then we have our next meeting commission meeting on November 3rd. which is what? Election Day? I know we're excited about that one, right? I mean, yes. Yes, absolutely. We all love a good party? I don't know. All right, I'm stretching. All right, that brings us to the end of our agenda.
Madam Chair, I move we adjourn.
Second.
We are adjourned. Thank you, guys.
Good to see everybody.
You too.